Hi, I'm Holly, and this is Technical Shorts. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a rotovap. A rotovap is a much faster way to remove a solvent. You may have already used simple distillation to do this. With a rotovap, the setup is already done for you, and we will be doing it under vacuum, so the boiling point of our solvent will be much lower. So the first thing we're going to want to do is turn on our water in our condenser, because we do want to trap the solvent that is removed from the sample. All right, so now that we have our condenser on, we're going to mount our sample onto the rotovap using a clip. Now that we have our sample attached, we are going to start the rotovap rotating. And we generally want it at about 250. Now we're ready to turn on our vacuum. The first thing we're going to want to do is make sure that our whole system right now is open to atmosphere. So we're going to look at the line here, and remembering that parallel means open, perpendicular means closed, I can see that my line is parallel with my opening line to the atmosphere, so my entire system is open to atmosphere. And now I can go ahead and turn on my house vacuum. But as you can hear, it is drawing air in at this opening. Now I'm going to want to slowly close that valve to slowly put the entire system under vacuum. And the reason we're going to do it slowly is to avoid any bumping in our sample. What can happen sometimes if you do it too quickly, you can have your whole solution bump up into the trap here, and then you have to go and clean that all back down, and you potentially could lose some of your sample. All right, so now I'm going to slowly close this, watching my sample as I do. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put that into my hot water bath, just to keep the flask at room temperature in this case. Depending on the solvent you're removing, you may need to heat your water bath to help that removal of solvent along. All right, so now I know that all my solvent has been removed because I no longer have solvent coming off, and the quantity of liquid in my round bottom flask has not changed for a couple of minutes. So now what I'm going to do to shut down the rotovap is basically do all the steps I did to turn it on in reverse order. So the last thing we did was to drop it down into the water bath. So the first thing we're going to do is lift it up. Now what we're going to want to do is open the vacuum. This time we do not need to do it as slowly as we closed it. And now our system is open to atmosphere, and we're ready to turn off the vacuum at the house vacuum. So now we no longer have any vacuum in the system, and we can go ahead and turn off the rotation. And now I have my sample with the solvent removed.